Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a declutter, and I know what you're thinking. Did you just declutter? The answer is yes. I do have a few more things I want to declutter, and I did filter the things I decluttered back in here because I filmed a video with them. I don't know if you guys will see that video or not. The footage is a little rough, like my camera was doing some weird things, so I'll have to see how all of it looks and then decide if that video is going to go up. But that's what we're doing today. I really hope you guys don't mind the angle. I did put a towel down to try to protect my carpet since I do live in an apartment. So just ignore the towel. I hope you guys don't mind the angle. I really did try because last time I just kind of held things up and I didn't really like that. So this way you guys can kind of see everything, how I have them all sorted in my Alex drawers and things like that. I hope the lighting is okay. I'm trying my best, but the way that my room is set up, if you've seen some of my vlogs, I don't have a whole lot of space to work with in my apartment, so I hope this is okay, and I do apologize about my voice. I do currently have a cold, so I was gonna film a tutorial today, but really I don't feel like putting on makeup, so this is what we're going to do instead. I hope you guys don't mind. Make sure you subscribe to my channel before you leave, and let's go ahead and get started. So I have a box set aside for stuff that I'm going to give away to friends and family. I always let them have a look first. This is it. I don't think anything in here is expired or things like that. But if I do come across something that's really old and nasty, I will just be tossing it. But I don't think there's anything. I do declutter my makeup quite frequently. To be honest, we're going to start with the eyeshadow palettes because I don't know if I'll declutter very many of them, and I do have multiple drawers of shadows. So I'm going to start with this drawer. Looking in here, I don't think I'm going to get rid of anything, but let's just see. I'm going to take everything out and then I will just filter things back in. I think that's the easiest way for us to do this. The drawer is empty. I do apologize if you guys see cat hair. I do have cats and they get their hair everywhere, but I did get the Alex IKEA drawers. I know that, the IKEA Alex drawers, I know that these are like so stereotypical, but they really do work, and my cats can't get their paws in here to like pull the drawers out, which was a really big deal for me. So my makeup is protected in here. So the first thing I have is the Morphe James Charles palette. I just hate you guys, sorry. This is what the palette looks like. I used it for the first time in a while the other day, and I wasn't in love with the blues in here, but I've never used the blues before apart from that day. I usually use like the neutrals or the pinks. I'm going to keep this because I have makeup in here. I do have a few looks for future music and makeup tutorial planned with specifically this palette. I don't support James Charles. I actually bought this palette to do a review over it, and that was the only reason I bought it. But since I did purchase it, I do have it. I'm going to keep it. There are tons and tons of dupes for this out though. I believe Wet n Wild did one. I think another branded one, but I can't think off the top of my head. So I'm going to keep this for now anyway, for those tutorials. I don't like name sheets because they slide out like that one just did. But I am going to keep this guy. He just kind of sits down here. Then I have the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the original. I filmed a review over this ages ago on my channel. I still reach for this palette to this day. I love this palette. I'm going to keep this one. And then I also have the Volume 2. This is newer to me. I got it last year. I really do enjoy this palette. I try to keep my palettes clean as much as I can. So I'm going to keep this one as well. And then I have my Sephora Pros. I'm not going to get rid of any of these because I love them. This is Editorial 2.0. I'll just very quickly like speed through these because I'm not getting rid of any of them. I love these. This is Smoky Jewels. These are incredible. They are pressed pigments, so if you're not used to pressed pigments, they can be a little annoying. This is Cool. And we have Warm, which is basically Cool, just warm tones. And then we have Editorial. This one's my favorite out of all of them. I just think the colors are really unique. And then the last one is called New Nudes. Looks like that. And then what sits right here is actually the Sephora Dream Team pigment palette. This is the Museum of Ice Cream collab. Now I have actually decluttered this before, but I've pulled it back in my collection because I love these like topper shades over here. When you put them on top of looks, they just look so cool. Now I'm not gonna swatch everything because we would be here ages, but these are like really cool shadows and I do like them. I'm just gonna rub it on the towel. I do like them. So I keep it for like tutorial purposes. If I didn't do YouTube, I probably would get rid of this. It's a really nice palette, but besides YouTube, I don't really reach into it that much. But it doesn't really take up that much space and it's really cute, so I'm gonna keep it. Alright, so then we have the ABH Norvina palettes. I have 4 of the 5. I don't have the newest one. I am going to keep all of these because I love these as well. This is volume 4. Yeah, I love these. But I'll just show them to you really quickly. This is volume 3. Volume 2. This reminds me of the ocean. And then volume 1 is probably my least favorite, but I still use it. Mainly for like tutorial purposes, but I really enjoy this palette. I was gonna swatch it, but no. Once I start swatching, I can't stop. I think I've been holding on to this forever. This is the Pure Celebrate Your Selfie limited edition Sweet 16 collector set. I've been holding on to this forever because of the pressed glitters in here. Like, I really love these pressed glitters. Like, they are amazing. Like, look at that. And the shadows are really nice too in here. Like, I really, really, really like this palette, but I just don't reach for it. I think I'm gonna keep it a little bit longer. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it a little bit longer because I do have some looks planned with that involve pressed glitter. Maybe I can use one of these. And then over here you have 2 blushes and a highlighter. The highlighter is absolutely gorgeous. Like, stunning. Love it. I'm just gonna wipe it on the towel. That's why the towel's here. But I think I'm gonna keep it for now. I haven't really used it that much. I've had it for like a while, but I like it. And then I have the 3 mini Norvinas. I'm gonna keep these as well. So this one is volume 2. Stack that right there. Volume 1. And then this is volume 3. So I am gonna keep these. And then I also have these. I haven't even touched these yet. These are the Makeup Revolution Friends palettes. I have Monica, Phoebe, and Rachel. I haven't even touched these, like, at all. So this one's Rachel. And then we have Phoebe. I've swatched this shade, and that's it. It's swatched beautifully. And then Monica. So I'm going to try these out and then, you know, declutter them if I don't really like them or use them. But I want to give them at least one chance before I just like declutter them, you know. And then I have the 4 Animal Crossing quads from ColourPop. I am going to keep all of these. That's 5 Star Island, What a Hoot, Nook Ink, and La Belle of the Ball. And then I also have the 4 Hello Kitty ones. So this one is called Pineapple Cake. I'm not a huge fan of quads, but I do use these ones. And this one is Cocoa Cutie. And then Cherry Sweet is the pink one. And then the orange one is Teeny Keeny. So I told you guys I didn't think I'd get rid of anything out of this drawer. Alright, sorry, my camera died. This is the SpongeBob PR box. Just don't mind that. My camera died. As I was saying, I believe in here I am going to get rid of not a lot, but a few, because these are like my most used palettes, my favorite brands, things like that. But I can see a few in here that I want to get rid of. Like I said, most of these are like my favorite brands, my most used, things like that. Yeah, and a lot of these are discontinued or were limited edition, so I can't part with them. But I do see a couple that I want to get rid of. So we're going to go ahead and filter them out, and then we'll just, pull them out and then filter them back in. Drawer is empty. There's cat hair in here. Again, I apologize, but when you have 13 cats, cat hair is inevitable, okay? And I did start putting, I think it's in a few of the upper drawers, like little drawer liners in here, but I ran out and I haven't been to the store to buy any. So I'm gonna line all the drawers with it eventually, just not right now. So let's start with ABH. I do have quite a few of ABH. I love Anastasia shadows, as you guys know. This is the Amrezy palette. This is the newer one. I like this. Again, the pressed glitters are gorgeous. I just don't use this a whole lot. I'm trying to show you guys in the best lighting I can, but my ring lights actually don't shine down like my cat. My cats broke them, so I can't point them down. So I'm trying my best, okay? But I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I know. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of the ABH ones, if I'm gonna be honest, because they are some of my favorites, but I'll show them to you anyway. Then we have Carly Bible. I know a lot of people didn't like this, but I did. I really did enjoy it. And you guys can kind of see here, I mean, even without the ring light shining directly on it, it kind of provides like a little bit more of like a natural look to it with like natural lighting. So you guys can actually see like the true colors of the shades. Maybe it's not too bad that my ring light is broken, but I'm gonna keep this. I like it. This is Prism. This is one of my favorite palettes ever. And I think it was discontinued or limited edition. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna keep it. This is Sultry. Again, one of my favorites. I just recently used this in a tutorial on my channel, actually. So keeping her. Then I have Soft Glam. Obviously, if you know me, I'm keeping this. Like, look at those tones. Those are my kind of tones. One of my favorite palettes ever is the Modern Renaissance. I don't think I could ever part ways with this. Like, if I ever did, I'd have to buy a new one like ASAP. This is one of my favorite palettes, and I have big dips and like half of these shadows, so I'm close to hitting pan. And then I have the original Norvina right here, of course, keeping her, and then Riviera right here, and that is all the ABH ones that were in this drawer. Now I'm gonna go with Too Faced. Of course, you guys know I'm not gonna get rid of any of my Too Faced, especially from this drawer. These ones are like my favorite ones. But this is Clover. First off, the packaging and the tones in here, amazing. These are like the first time I think Too Faced really put any type of color in their palettes. And then I have all of the holiday palettes from the last couple years right through here. So the first one, if I can pick it up here, is the white chocolate bar. So I have all of the holiday palettes that have been released in like this tin packaging, except for the cinnamon swirl. So this is the white chocolate bar. And then we have gingerbread spice. And then gingerbread extra spicy. And then last year was the pumpkin spice. They're very similar. But you know, I kind of have like a little collection going on with them. They're kind of like the only ones I really do collect, I guess. Like, I don't really have full collections that I keep that I'm not using too much. I still use these. I just don't reach for them a ton because I have so many. But I love these. Then I have the chocolate bonbons. I believe this was discontinued a few years ago, which is such a shame because it's so pretty. But of course I'm keeping. I love Too Faced shadows. And these are like classics, man. Then we have another one that's been discontinued. This is the semi-sweet chocolate bar. Of course, I got black shadow and pink sugar, but keeping, of course. Then I have chocolate gold, which I think is their last of their chocolate line that they released. I don't know if they're going to expand it more or not, but that one. And then the original chocolate bar. This thing is so old, like so old, but it still performs. It still smells like chocolate. So until I can't use it anymore, I'm going to keep using it. Judge me. And the last one in this drawer is the Sweet Peach. Looks like this. This palette is stunning. I love it. Then we have some Morphe, actually. So I have the Jaclyn Hill Vault. I have all 4 of them still. This one is Armed and Gorgeous. I know a lot of people had problems with their Vault, but I actually liked them. So yeah, obviously I have videos with these palettes. Almost all of these palettes are featured in at least one video on my channel. And if you want to see anything, just let me know. That has like way better lighting than this video does. This is Dark Magic. This is my least favorite out of all of them, just because of the tones in here. I don't use colors like this a lot, but that's why I keep it, because it's good to have. And then Bling Boss is my favorite. Love this one. And then the final one is Ring the Alarm. And then I have the Morphe Cherry Coke palette. I actually used this for the first time yesterday, and it was nice. I liked it. Was it my favorite thing in the world? No, but I liked it, and I'm gonna keep testing it out because I've only used it once as of right now. And then we have some like singles, I guess. So I have the Smashbox LA Cover Shot Eye Palette. I only have one palette by Smashbox, which is this one, and I do like it. I like how they're like sectioned off into quads, and you can like mix them all together. So I'm gonna keep this. The formula is nice. And then I have the Urban Decay Naked Heat. This is another one of those palettes that if I didn't do YouTube, I would get rid of this. I don't really reach for this. I prefer the Sephora Pro Pigment palette that's warm. Compared to this, I use other palettes over this all the time, but I keep it because it's my only Urban Decay palette, and I keep it for video purposes. But it's nice, but like it's okay in my opinion. Like it, whenever I think of like really warm tones, I don't ever reach for this hardly, unless I'm doing a video. Then in the back I had my 4 Lorac Pros. Of course I'm keeping these. I love these. So I have the original Lorac Pro, which looks like this. I hunted the Earth for this palette. I'm trying to get you guys like out of the shadow. I love this, so keeping. And then I have the Lorac Pro 2. If I'm going to use cool tones, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be this palette. Like it's just amazing for cool tones. Like I really do like it. And then I have the Lorac Pro 4. Again, I don't know if they're going to add more to this line or not, but I like them. And then Lorac Pro 3 is this one, and this one is my favorite. Obviously, I have a type, so I'm gonna keep these. They just kind of sit back here because they're really slim and they fit nicely. And then with them, I had my 3 Zoeva palettes. So I bought these off of BoxyCharm's website. They had like a sale, and I bought them because I'd never tried anything from Zoeva. My favorite one is the Aristo palette. To me, it's just the most unique out of the 3, and I don't have a lot of tones like this in my collection. It's nice. It's not my favorite, but it's nice. And then this is Caramel Melange. This palette, I need to play with it a little bit more. I haven't used this one or Cocoa Blend, which is the next one, all that much, truthfully. And to me, they're similar. They are similar. Like, I don't need both of these. But I am going to keep both for now because I haven't really played with these all that much. I've used Aristo quite a bit, but I haven't used these 2 all that much, and I want to keep testing them out. They're nice. Again, I just don't reach for them all that much, but I do like them, so I'm going to keep them for now. They don't take up a whole lot of space, and they'll be good to do like video looks with. So one I know I'm going to get rid of is the Hip Dot Sinope palette. I got rid of this in my last declutter that I filmed with you guys. Again, I pulled everything out to do a video with them. I just don't care for this palette. To me, it's really hard to blend. Some of the shades aren't pigmented. I did use it again since I filmed that declutter with you guys, because obviously I pulled them out to film a video with them, blah blah blah. So I used it again. I still just don't love it. I have tones like this in other palettes that I like more than this, and it's not that old, so I'm going to declutter that, pass it on to someone else. I'm going to keep this. This is the Tarte Adeline Morin palette. I love this. I love to travel with this, so I'm keeping that. I'm also going to keep the Tarte High Tides and Good Vibes. I really enjoy this palette as well. The pressed glitters in here, I like them. They're a bit chunkier than the ones in the Pure palette. Okay, now I think I think I'm going to get rid of this. I really, really wanted to like it. This is the Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless We Were on a Break palette. I really wanted to like this because it's Friends, and Friends is my favorite TV show. Like, I've seen it a gazillion times. I just don't feel inspired when I look at this. And I have a bunch of colorful palettes that I like more than this. It's not terrible, but it's not my favorite. I just don't reach for it. And truthfully, I don't feel inspired. I don't keep palettes I don't feel inspired by, and even palettes I don't really reach for. If I can still picture looks with them, I'll keep them for obviously YouTube purposes, but this one is just not on my radar at all anymore. I just don't care for it, so I'm going to pass it along. My sister really likes Friends, so I think she would really enjoy this. I've only used it a few times, so I'm going to pass it along. Then I have the Wet n Wild Nautical Nonsense. This is obviously from the SpongeBob collection, which is right here. I really like this box, and it actually is helping keep the tripod up afloat. So I really like this palette, actually. It's one of the best from the drugstore that I've seen released in a long time. I really enjoy it, so of course I'm going to keep it. And then this one is the Chi Chi Diva palette. This is one that I did declutter with you guys last time. Again, I just don't love this. Like, I just don't feel inspired by this. To me, I have so many warm tones that look just like this that inspire me, and I'm gonna pass it along to somebody else. While it's still good, while they can still get a lot of use out of it, I'll just disinfect it with some alcohol and send it on its way. I just don't reach for this. So we got rid of a few. I told you guys I don't declutter a whole lot of eyeshadow palettes because I genuinely do filter through these a lot. So we do have some room to grow. I don't think we're gonna get rid of a ton, but I do see quite a few things that I'm not using. So let's get started. Drawer is empty. Let's go. This is the Lorac Treasure in the Stars, Pirates of the Caribbean. Why are you so blurry now? Oh no, what happened? Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm going to keep this. I like this. The palette's still good. I still use it. Keeping her. Okay, now this is the Too Faced Natural Love. I'm also going to keep this one. I really like Too Faced shadows, obviously. And why are you focusing over there? Focus over here. Thank you. I still use this. I haven't used it in a while, but I do like it. It's slim. It doesn't take up too much space, so keeping that. This is the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. This is the only palette I have by Violet Voss, and I'm going to keep it. I do like it. I know a lot of people didn't, but I do. I still use it, and again, this is like the only palette I have by Violet Voss, so I'm going to keep it for now. Okay, we'll do the last one in that stack that wasn't by the same brand, and it's what I'm going to keep. This is the ColourPop Fade into Hue. This is a colorful dream. Like, you have every single colorful shade you could ever need in here. I am, of course, keeping this. I really enjoy this palette as well. And for YouTube purposes, it's incredible because it has a bunch of shades that I need. So put that right there. Okay, these three are all by Peachy Queen Cosmetics. So we have this one, which is the Mile High. These are hard for me because I don't really feel inspired by these, and I've only used one of them, and I wasn't crazy about the formula. This is California Love. And Don't Mess with Texas is this one. So we'll start with Mile High. I just don't feel inspired by these palettes. I've had them for ages, and when I say ages, I mean ages, and I've only used one of them, and I paired it with another palette because I just don't feel inspired by these. This is hard because these were not cheap, and I do like this shade here. I like this shade here, but like, I don't know, we'll come back to Mile High. We'll go to Texas. So this one's Don't Mess with Texas. I don't know if these are still available or not. I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. I haven't even used it. I think I swatched it, maybe that one. It looks like I did. But I have not used it, and I just don't feel inspired by this. Like, I don't know. I got it in the mail and it just wasn't as inspiring as I was anticipating it to be. The shimmers are really pretty. Like, they're pretty, but I just don't like the mattes. Like, the mattes are kind of what throw me off. Like, this shade, I don't know. I just don't love it. Like I said, I only used one. I wasn't obsessed with the formula, so I'm gonna pass. Don't mess with Texas Along. And California. See, this is hard because this one I don't even see like a cohesive story for me. Like color story wise. Oh, I'm not even in frame. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the viewfinder. Yeah, like these little marbled shades are so cool to me. But I just, the second you swirl them together, obviously they kind of get ruined. But see, like that shade's really pretty. And like the shimmers are amazing. I just don't really care for the mattes, which is such a shame because the shimmers look really pretty, but the color story does not really make sense. Let's go back to Colorado. So Colorado's this one. I think I'm gonna let it go. I think I'm gonna let Colorado go because as pretty as it is, I'm just not reaching for this. And I don't mind pairing palettes with each other. I do all the time. This just isn't speaking to me. Like this color story isn't speaking to me. I like the greens in here and really that's it. I like Wolf Creek too, but like that's it. Okay, no, I'm backtracking again. I'm gonna get rid of all three of them because I haven't used any of them apart from Colorado and I wasn't in love. I've had them for months. And when I say months, I mean like months. I bought these back in the spring. It's almost December. And they've just been sitting here because I didn't feel inspired by them. And I'm not using them. When I look at them, I still don't feel inspired by them. So I'm just gonna pass them along to one of my sisters who probably really enjoy them. Whew, that was rough. Did not see that coming. This is the Cara Beauty You Had Me at Aloha palette. I bought this at TJ Maxx because I wanted to try out the brand. I've heard a lot of people talk about this brand, but I have never tried anything. This again was back in the spring and I have only used that shade, this highlighter shade. I've never used this. I'm gonna declutter this. Again, I've never tried anything by the brand, so I can't really say anything about the brand. I'm not counting that shadow because I only highlighted my inner corner with it, so I really didn't give it a fair chance. I just, again, just am not reaching for this. But like these mint shades are really pretty, but whenever I want a mint shade, I go into one of my ColourPop palettes. So this was just a poor decision on my part. Like this shade's really pretty, but I'm pretty sure I have that shade somewhere else. So I'm going to pass it. One of the palettes just fell over. I'm gonna pass this on to somebody else while it's still new, relatively new, speaking. All right, this is the Tarte Tarteist Pro. I don't love this palette. It's not like my favorite thing in the world, but I am gonna keep it. I keep it for YouTube purposes. I do use it, but it's not my favorite palette in the world. I've actually gotten more use out of it this year than I have any other year that I've owned it, which is crazy. All right, this is the Lunar Beauty Moonspell Volume 2. I haven't even used this yet, so I'm gonna keep it. I love Lunar Beauty's eyeshadow formula, it's amazing. And this is new to my collection, so I'm going to keep this. Packaging also 10 out of 10. So let's slide you back there for now. This is the iconic London Day to Slay. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I'm gonna keep this. I do like this palette. I know it's basically like every other palette that I have, but I do really like this formula and I love that there's a huge mirror in here. I don't know, I like it, so I'm gonna keep it. Judge me. All right, then I have 4 Juvia's Place palettes. I'm gonna keep all 4 of them. This is the Warrior. I love Juvia's Place eyeshadow formula. I haven't bought any palettes from them recently. This is my favorite one, the Tribe, of course. Gorgeous. I haven't bought anything recently from them, but I love these. This is the Warrior 3, and then I have the Zulu, which, again, I just love these palettes. Like, see, that shade is very similar to the one I was just talking about in the Peachy Queen Cosmetics palette. So I think, or the Cara Beauty, not Peachy Queen. So I think I'm okay there. I'm okay. Alrighty, some little palettes. Now, this is where things get hard because some of these palettes I like. I do. So this is the Ciate London Glitter Storm. Adorable palette. I know, adorable and super tiny. I love it. I'm gonna keep that. Stay. The ColourPop Semi Precious. I did, like I said, pull everything out of that declutter bin. I like this palette. I've used it a couple times, as you can see, but I'm gonna get rid of it because I do have other shades like this. I do really like this palette though, but I have other shades like this and other ones I reach for more than this, so I'm gonna pass it on. Okay, then I have, all right, you can lay down for a second. I have these 2 by ColourPop. This is the Good as Gold. I'm gonna keep this, and then the Lush Life palette. I'm gonna keep this as well. Both of these are incredible. I really like ColourPop's formula, so keeping both of those. Okay. Then I have the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself Eye and Cheek palette. I know this is old, but I like this. It still performs, so I'm gonna keep it. Some of you people are probably screaming at me right now, but that's fine. This is the Primark The Wild Side is the Lion King collab. Caitlin bought this for me when we were in Scotland, and I'm gonna keep it. I still use it. I still like it. Oh, I just stuck my finger in it. And it has some special memories attached to it, so I'm going to keep this. Okay, we'll save those for last. This is the Kylie Momager palette. I know that Kylie Cosmetics rebranded, but I'm gonna keep this. I did almost declutter this a few years ago. I wanna say it was last year, because I just don't reach for it all that much, but I did end up keeping it because I don't have very many cool tone palettes, so that is why I'm keeping it still, just because I don't have many cool tone palettes and I do YouTube. But if I didn't do YouTube, it would go. I'm not in love with Kylie's formula. It's all right, but it's not my favorite. All right, you guys can now stand up. This is the Sephora Clean Bouncy Eyeshadow Palette in Monarch. I love this. I have huge dents in this. Can you guys even see the huge dents? Like, I have huge dents in these, and I love this. So keeping that. I don't like the little band, but that's me being nitpicky. These are the Laura Geller Eye and Cheek palettes. I believe I decluttered these with you guys last time. So this one's Family Celebration. Looks like that. And then Holiday Party. I don't use these. I'm definitely getting rid of Holiday Party because I don't use it like ever. Family Celebration is really pretty though. It's really pretty. And I have used this one quite a bit compared to the other 2. There were 3 in this set. I've already gotten rid of the other one. It's so pretty and it's really good for traveling, but I have the Adeline Warren palette if I want to travel, so I am going to pass this along since it is newer. And this is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal palette. I got this from a friend of mine. I believe she said she bought it at TJ Maxx. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, sorry, my foot went asleep. I had to readjust. I did use this for the first time the other day, and I wasn't in love with the formula. And I have other neon shades that I like more than this. I've only used 1 shade in here though, so I kind of want to keep it and give it another chance because I did use the karaoke shade, and sometimes like blues like that can be hard to formulate. So I'd like to try it with like one of these 3 and see what I think. So I think I'm going to keep it, give it 1 or 2 like more tries, and then declutter it if I don't like it. So I'm going to keep it for now, but it's definitely on the chopping block. I'm not in love with that formula. And I have the Too Faced Hot Buttered Rum. This is one of my favorite palettes. I used this yesterday, actually. I'm gonna keep this. I love this. Caitlin bought that for me for Christmas a few years ago. I'll lay those down for now. All right, then I have single shadows. I don't use single shadows a whole lot, so. All right, these are glitters. I'm gonna keep these because I don't have a whole lot of glitter, but I am gonna keep all of my glitters. So keep the glitter because I don't have a whole lot of glitter, and sometimes I need it for looks. Sometimes. I'm going to get rid of this like I did last time. This is the Inglot eyeshadow in the shade 285. I have used it, but I don't have a Z palette, so I have to keep putting it back in this little plastic thing. And I have like matte browns like this in other palettes, so I'm just gonna get rid of that like I did last time. This, same with this, is the Suva Beauty eyeshadow in the shade Gastown Grind. Again, I don't have a Z palette, so I just have to keep putting it back in here. And that's not a huge deal, but I have shades like this already, so I'm just gonna pass it along to somebody who doesn't. This is the e.l.f. glitter eyeliner thing. This is in the shade Flirty Birdie. It's like the Stila ones, but I find that these don't dry out as quickly as the Stila ones, so I'm gonna keep this. I like this. So slide him back there. I'm gonna keep this. This is the Naked Cosmetics pressed pigment or loose pigment in Mother Nature. I want to create a look with this so bad, but I haven't done it yet because I've been kind of behind on my music and makeups, but I'm gonna keep that. It's beautiful. Okay, this is the Milani Bella Chiffon Bella Eyes Gel Powder Eyeshadow. I used to use this as a highlighter. Do you guys remember that? It's so pretty as a highlighter, like so pretty. I want to keep it so bad, but like, do I really need it? I don't think so. I don't think I do. I really don't think I do, but like, I want to keep it because it's so pretty as a highlighter. But I'm gonna pass it along because I have other highlighters that I like more than this, but it's stunning. It's stunning. All right, these are from the Animal Crossing ColourPop collection. This is like a gel. It's the Glitterly Obsessed Glitter Gel in the shade Billionaire. I don't know how to use this, but I'm gonna keep it because I swatched it yesterday and I was like, ooh, I wanna play with that. And then this is the Super Shock Shadow Ultra Glitter in the shade Balloon Pop. I'm gonna keep this as well. Because it's really, really pretty and I want to put it all over my lid. I just haven't done it. I've used it with like other shadows and I've liked it. All right, I'm gonna get rid of both of these. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Golden Emerald eyeshadow. This used to be my favorite green eyeshadow ever and it's still stunning, but I have other greens now in my collection, so I just don't reach for it anymore. But this is an amazing green shadow if you're looking for one. And this is the Wet n Wild Nutty eyeshadow. It's a gorgeous taupe. I love putting this all over my lid, but now that I have the That's Taupe collection by ColourPop, I don't really have a purpose for this. All right. Now, these are two highlighters that are too dark for me that I've been using as eyeshadows. So, the first one is this Wet n Wild SpongeBob highlighter. Cute, but I can't use it as a highlighter. And I have other gold shadows that I use, so I'm gonna pass it along. I can't keep it just because it's cute. And this is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. I want this to work for me so bad, but it's just like slightly too dark. I think if I get a tan, maybe it'll work. But it's really, really pretty, and it's more of like a unique color. Let me see if I can swatch it for you. I don't know if you guys will be able to see how pretty it is with the terrible lighting, but like, oh, you can kind of see, a little bit. So I'm gonna keep it for now. I haven't had it that long. I got it on sale because Becca did go out, so I'm gonna keep it for now. So, we actually made some progress on that drawer. You guys should be proud of me. I didn't think I'd get rid of that many eyeshadow palettes. But I have one more drawer of palettes. So we have some room in here. I am going to lay these down because I don't want them to fall and break. But yeah, we have some room in here. we made progress in that drawer. I think that's as good as we're gonna get with the view here in this drawer. This drawer is the hardest to, I think it'll be the hardest anyway, to point the camera down in because of the way the desk is set up. This drawer is like right in the middle, so if I raise the tripod, it'll be like really far away, even zoomed in. So I think we can work with this. I think we can, hopefully. So I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of anything out of here. I'll be honest, looking at it, I don't think so. But who knows? I might surprise myself and decide to pass something along. As you can see right here is like one of those drawer liners I was talking about. I did run out of it, so I only put it in a few drawers. So I'm gonna take everything out and then we'll filter everything back in. My drawer liner is a little crooked, but that's okay. I don't really mind. It's just to keep things from sliding around. So let's go ahead and start filtering things back in. The first thing I have is the Sugar Rush BU palette. This is, I can't get it open. This is Tarte's sister brand. I'm going to keep this. I love this palette. I use it a lot. And the printing is so cute. I don't know how I haven't like smoothed it out yet, but I haven't. But I love this. It's so cute. I bought it because it was cute, to be honest. Like, I didn't even need another warm neutral palette, but hey, here we are. This is the Hard Candy Smoke Out eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna keep this. This is one of the few really good drugstore eyeshadow palettes, and I think now they've added a couple shades or they've redone it, but I don't really want to purchase a whole nother one just for like a few more shades. I'm gonna keep this. I like this, especially to be from the drugstore. If I want to do like an all drugstore look, I have the option. Like drugstore, not just affordable, drugstore. I have the option. Okay, now let's go in to this. This is the Pure Festival 2.0. I used this the other day. I've used it, I think now twice. I like Pure's eyeshadow formula, but I just don't really, this palette's really like unique. Like this undertone in here is really unique. It's like a gray, blue, silver. But I have so many palettes that look just like this. I'm just not reaching for this. I do really like it, but I am going to declutter it because I just don't reach for it. So as good as this is, I really do enjoy it. I'm just not reaching for it like hardly ever. So I'm gonna pass it along to somebody who will use it. Then I have the Storybook Cosmetics Wizardry and Witchcraft palette. So this is one I did declutter, but I pulled back in my collection because I'm not ready to part with it. I'm not ready to part with it. I pulled it back in my collection before I even filmed the video where I pulled everything back in, but I'm just not ready to part with it. I don't use it a whole lot, but Caitlin's mom bought this for me and I really, really like it, but I don't use it a whole lot, but I'm gonna keep it, you know. She bought it for me and I do enjoy it, so I'm gonna keep it. Right there, keep it right there. This is the Morphe Madison Beer Channel Surfing palette. Let me get it open here and get the name sheet out. Ooh, this looks like this. I am going to keep this. I like this. I like Madison Beer. And I do enjoy this palette. I know it's just another neutral palette. I just said, I have so many shades that look just like this, but I do have so many shades that look just like this, but I really enjoy this palette, so I'm going to keep it. I don't like the name sheet, but we've been over that. Plus it's really thin, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Then I have the Morphe Sour Patch Kid palette. I have not even used this yet. This is new to my collection, so I am going to keep it. I want to try it out and see what I think. This is the Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag Facelift. This again is new to my collection. I got it at the same time I got Moonspell Volume 2. I haven't used this yet either, and I'm going to keep it because I like Lunar Beauty's formula and I'm really excited to finally have Life's a Drag. Stay. Okay, it's gonna like fall in a minute. All right, these are the rest of my Lunar Beauties. None of them are going anywhere. because I love them. So this is the original Moonspell. Moonspell Volume 2 is bigger than this, so it won't actually fit in this drawer like standing up like the other Lunar Beauty palettes do, so that's why it's in the drawer underneath. But I love this palette. I love the greens in here. Obviously, keeping her. Then I have the Greek Goddess palette. This one was limited edition, I think for holiday last year. And I'm gonna keep this. Again, stunning. It reminds me a lot of the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, but I'm gonna keep both because I like both. And Semi-Sweet has been discontinued, and that was limited edition. All right, then we have Strawberry Dream. This was my first Lunar Beauty palette, and I became obsessed with the formula. I love the colors in here. Keep it. I love the packaging too, but I'm keeping that. And then lastly, I have Eternal Eclipse, which, hello, is gorgeous. So keeping her. Okay. Slide them all in here. The BH Cosmetics Shannxo, the Remix palette. I bought this because I love Shannon. I don't have any of her like XO Beauty palettes, but I really, really want them. But I like this palette. I like to travel with it, so I'm going to keep it. These are more of the Kylie palettes. So I have 1, 2, 3, I have 5 here. So this is the Sorta Sweet palette. This is just an everyday palette. Like, it's nothing special, but I like to travel with this, which is, this is gonna sound mean, I don't care if it gets broken. So that's why I travel with it. It is nice, like I do use it. It's not my favorite. It's been discontinued, I believe. And it's like all right, but I'm gonna keep it. Gonna keep it. The purple palette. This one was better than the Sorta Sweet palette. I do really like the really, really light purple, like lilac here. But I don't, again, I don't use this a whole lot, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it because, you know, I need it for tutorials. This is the Burgundy. This is fall in a palette, and I'm gonna keep it. Again, I bought all 5 of these to do a comparison video when they first launched, and I never filmed it. Then I have the Bronze palette, which is one of my favorites, just because I wear shades like this a lot, you know, like these are my kinds of tones. So I'm gonna keep that one. And then my favorite one is the Blue Honey palette. This is the one I get the most use out of, and I don't know, this one's just my favorite, so I'm gonna keep that one. And they don't actually have the names on the back, so I had to take paper and like tape it because they didn't have names on them, which I thought was strange, but here we are. Now I have the Glam Metals palette by Crown Pro. Looks like this. Mine got broken, the black broke, but that is a-okay. I really like these dark colors in here. Like, these are really cool. Like, this shade's really cool, and this shade's really cool. Like, look at them. They're really, really cool. But do I really need them? Let me swatch it real quick next to, like, those 2 shades next to the Blow and Smoke by ColourPop, because I also have that palette right here. And while they don't look the same, I think they might be similar. Like, do I really need 3 palettes that have like a similar dark color story when I don't wear dark tones like that a lot? Okay, so they're different. If you guys can see here. So the top 2 are Crown Pro, and then these 2 are ColourPop. So they're different, so I'm okay with keeping them because they are different. So I'm gonna keep this. I only keep this, again, for those, like, these 2 shades mainly, but I like this one too, and this one, and this one, but like these 4, I could probably deal without, but that's okay. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space because it is really slim and really small, so I'm fine keeping it in the back of the drawer. Okay. Then I have the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Thunder palette. This was given to me by a friend of mine as well. I have yet to even use this. I think I've only swatched it, or if I have used it, I don't remember using it. So I'm gonna keep this, give it a shot, and then decide what to do with it. right now, I can't remember my opinion on it, if I've even used it. I don't think I've used it. Then I have 2 more Too Faced palettes right here. I think I have 2 more in the drawer somewhere. This one is the Razzle Dazzle Berry Eyeshadow Palette. This is just a purple palette, and I love it, so keeping that. I think these have been discontinued as well. I told you guys, I don't get rid of a whole lot of eyeshadow palettes. And then this is Sparkling Pineapple. I'm gonna keep this as well. I use this one way more than Razzle Dazzle, but I like having both for tutorial reasons. Okay, let's just get the last 2 Too Faced palettes out of the way. So this one is just Peachy Mattes. This is one of my favorite palettes Too Faced have ever released. Hey look, there's you guys. I'm going to keep this. And then White Peach is right here. I do prefer just Peachy Mattes, but I still use this. I still like this, so I'm gonna keep that one as well. Okay, so I already shown you the Blowing Smoke, and I'm gonna keep it. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of the color pops. The NYX Ultimate Brights palette is here. Oh my god, do you guys remember when I did my Sweetener series? This was the only colorful palette I had back then. I know how we've grown. This has so many memories attached to it. Like, so many. I bought this specifically to do my Sweetener series. Oh my god, that was like 3 years ago, I think. How crazy is that? But I'm gonna pass it on because I have so many other colorful palettes now that I just don't even reach for this. It's a really good drugstore colorful palette. Truthfully, I would keep it for that reason, but I'm not using it. And I do have other affordable palettes, like I have the Fade Into Hue that I could use. I have the Morphe James Charles that have color in it. I just don't need this anymore. Oh my goodness, it's time to go. We're growing up. Okay, so let's go through these ColourPop ones. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any. All right, this is Orange You Glad. It's really hard to show you guys this angle, like, hard. Ah! This is Baby Got Peach. I'm trying to open these for you guys, so you guys can see what they look like in case you haven't. ColourPop is always doing a bunch of sales, so that's how I snagged mine, is I got them in a kit, like a bundle. Most of them in a bundle, and I got them on sale. And then I have Lilac You a Lot. I also have It's My Pleasure, which is the like dark purple one. I like to combine those two together. Then I have Going Coconuts. This is my most used ColourPop palette. So it's just a neutral palette. And I know it's so basic. Like, I have so many palettes that look like this, but I use this palette all the time. Like, it's really good. It's a really good neutral palette. So if you've been looking for a new one, I highly recommend that one. This is Miss Bliss. I loved using this during the spring and summer. It's so gorgeous. So I'm keeping her. Then I have the Honey, which is one of my favorites, obviously. And I have Strawberry Shake, which again is one of my favorites. Like, I really like these really light pinks. So I have that one. Then I have Blue Moon. This is one of my favorites as well. I really, really love the tones in here. Then I have Just My Luck, which is the darker green right here. And then I also have Meant to Be, which I like to pair these two together, but I also like Meant to Be by itself. I know a lot of people didn't, but I actually do. Maybe it was because I'm like pale like paper, but I still really like it. I also really like this one. This is Aura and Out of the tie-dye collection. This one was my favorite by far, but I'm also obsessed with green shadows. This is Main Squeeze. And then I have Cherry Crush. I'm not crazy about this palette, to be honest. The only reason I'm not decluttering it right now is because I want to keep trying it out. I'm not crazy about the tones in here though. I would rather use the Main Squeeze, but I do like this palette. I'm just not crazy about it, but I'm going to keep testing it out a little bit longer. This is Making Mauves. This is one of my favorites. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, and then we have a few that I haven't used yet, or I haven't used a whole lot yet. So this is Wine and Only. I have not used this one. This is like the perfect wintertime palette for me. So of course, keeping her. Then I have the last of the tie-dye collection. This is In a Trance. I have the Child palette, which is so pretty. So pretty. And I have Ooh La La, which I want to pair with Strawberry Shake. I haven't used this one yet either. And then I have That's Taupe, which I have used a few times. I do like That's Taupe quite a lot. And then the last palette in this drawer is, I think this is the last eyeshadow palette in general. This is the Marc Jacobs Terrific palette, and I love this. I got it on sale at TJ Maxx because Marc Jacobs was rebranding, and I love it. So it doesn't really fit anywhere because it's like curved and long, so I just laid it down in here. But we got rid of one, which is crazy. But I told you guys, I probably wouldn't get rid of a whole lot of palettes because they are my weakness. But there we are. All right, so since we're up higher now, I turned on the ring light a little bit brighter, and I think it actually looks okay. So this is my blush and bronzer drawer. As you can see, it's a little full. My highlighter drawer is up here, and my bronzer book from Too Faced up here because it doesn't actually fit down here because the drawer isn't deep enough for it. But I think we can get rid of quite a few things from here. So let's go ahead. I am going to start with this. This has my hair in it. This is the Tarte Park Ave Princess Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer. It looks like this. Now, the reason I'm starting with that is because I already have it in the big size, so I don't really need the travel size. I don't remember where I got the travel one. I may have said it in my other declutter video. I don't know, but I don't need both. So I'm gonna get rid of the travel size, and I'm gonna keep the full size. And then I also have the matte Park Ave Princess version from Tarte. I have both. I have like the normal like glowy one, and then I have the matte version. I like both. I trade in between both, so I'm keeping both. So put you guys back there. Then I have the Winky Lux Coffee Bronzer in the shade Latte. I like this bronzer a lot, so I'm gonna keep it. I don't have that many bronzers, truthfully. I have more blushes. This is the Maybelline City Bronzer, sorry, bronzer in the shade 100. I like this. It's really, really natural on me. So like in the wintertime when I'm like really, really, really pale, I can get away with using this. So I like that. If you're really, really fair like me, this bronzer, amazing. Then the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is one of my favorites. This is in the shade Light Bronzer. I love this. So I'm going to keep it. Then I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer in the shade Cappuccino. This is deep even for me, but this is deep for me. Is that what I said? I don't know. My brain is like mush. Listen, I have a cold. Okay, I like this bronzer a lot, and I do have to be careful when I'm using it because it is deeper for me, but that's what I meant to say. It's deeper for me. This is a really good bronzer, so I'm going to keep it. And then I have the Laura Geller Baked Body Frosting All Over Face and Body Glow in the shade Tahitian Glow. I love this stuff. It's like one of my favorite bronzers ever, so I'm keeping that one. Okay, then I have the Benefit Hoola. This is the mini Hoola. I'm gonna keep this. I like that I got a mini size because it doesn't take up too much space. And then I have the Too Faced Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer in the shade Pineapple Sun. I'm going to declutter this. I don't really reach for this all that often. It is really, really pretty, but if I want a glowy bronzer, I go for either the Tarte one or I go for the different Too Faced one that's in here. I just don't reach for this, but the packaging is everything. I just don't reach for it, you know? Then I have these. This is the Kevyn Aucoin Contour Book Volume 2. I'm keeping this. Don't mind the ugly swatches, and I dug my nail into that. Okay, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm keeping this. My favorite shade in this whole palette is this right here. By far. So, keeping that. Then I have the e.l.f. contour palette in the shade Light. I'm keeping this as well. This is a really great drugstore contour option. So is this. This is the Makeup Revolution Bronze and Glow Duo. I really like the bronzer and the highlighter in here. I like both of these. So again, if you're looking for a good drugstore option, I would go with this. This is the Wet n Wild Contouring Palette in Dolce de Leche. Of course, I'm keeping this. If you've been subscribed to my channel since the very beginning, you would know my obsession with this, and still to this day, it's one of my favorites. So, keeping that. I also have these. So this will like kind of transition us into blushes. So I have both versions of the Tarte Pro Glows. So this is the original. Let me get both sides open here. This is the original. Oh, cool. There's a hair in it. This is the original. I like this. This is a cream contour, powder contour, which has a huge dip in it. And these highlighters are gorgeous. I can't use these two. They're too deep for me, but I do like this. So I'm going to keep this. Now, the Pro Glow and Blush. This is really, really pretty, but I don't reach for this. The only shade really in here that I ever use is this one right here. And I have other blushes that look just like this. So I'm actually going to declutter this. It has a really nice formula. It's not that old to me. I got it from, I think, TJ Maxx, I want to say. I can't remember, I'm sorry. But I just don't ever reach for it. I have other blushes that I like more than this one in here that are very similar in color. So I mean, I'm going to pass that along. Is the iconic London Blaze Chaser face palette. I am going to declutter this. Again, the only shade in here that I ever use is this one, and I have other blushes that are similar to this, so it is going. Then I have this Ofra blush. This is in the shade Winter Rose Glow. I have blushes very similar, and again, I don't have a Z palette, so I have to put it back in here, but I have blushes very similar, so I'm going to declutter this. It is a nice formula though. I do quite like it, but if I had a Z palette, I'd probably keep that one, but I don't. This is the Ace Beauté Blushed in Paradise. It looks like this. I really like this palette. My favorite one is, of course, this one right here, but I am going to keep it. I love this palette. Keeping that one. Then I have these two trios from Anastasia. So I have Pool Party, which is this one, and I'm keeping both of these. And then I have Pink Passion, which is this one, and I like both of these. I use them interchangeably. Sometimes I use them together, so I'm keeping both of those. Okay, I have some creams, which I'm going to keep. I like all 5 of these. These are the ColourPop Cheek Dews. I love these. I love the formula on them. So I have Starfruit, Cherish You, Passion Flower, Hibiscus, and Sour Cherry. I love these. They just kind of chill right here, to be honest. I need to find a better way of storing them, but they just kind of fit perfectly in between the two like rows. So I just kind of like stack them up right there. But I love them. I love them. They're staying. Then I have my favorite blushes. Some of them anyway. I have the Revlon powder blushes. So I have the shades Naughty Nude, which is definitely a keep. I really, really like this color. I don't know why my camera is not wanting to focus on the blushes for some reason, but here we go. I love this color. I have the shade Oh Baby Pink, which is, oh my gosh, I can't get it open. This one. It's a really, really light pink blush. It's very, very light, but it is really pretty, so I'm going to keep that. This one's my favorite one. This is the shade Rosy Rendezvous. I love this. I used it just the other day, and stunning. Then I have the shade Marvelous, or Marvelous. Marvelous. It's Marvelous. It's Marvelous. I like this blush. And I know a lot of people don't, but I do. It's really, really subtle, but that's why I like it. Because it's a deeper shade that I can wear on my really fair skin that isn't too pigmented for me. But I have this one now. That's not it. This is the Burt's Bees blush. These are some of my other favorite blushes. So this one's in the shade Velvet Wine is what I was trying to say. Oh no, they're not similar. I thought maybe they were similar, but they're not. That's Revlon, that's Burt's Bees. So I'm gonna keep both of these. That leads me into my Burt's Bees collection. These are my other favorite formula of blushes. So we have, ooh, try to run away. This one is Bare Peach. Fresh Apricot, which is stunning. This one is Shy Pink. And then my favorite is Toasted Cinnamon, which is this one right here. So, of course, I'm keeping these because they are my favorites. All right, now I have this one. This is the e.l.f. Always Cheeky blush. This is one of their primer infused blushes. This is like the only really, really light peach blush I have. It's even lighter than the Bare Peach color. It's this one, yeah, from Burt's Bees. Like, it is very, very fair, as you can see there. So I'm going to keep both of them. All right, this is the Chandelier Glow blush from Laura Geller. I love this blush. I really like to put it on top of cream blushes because it's really, really fair. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to declutter again the NARS Orgasm blush because it's very similar to the ColourPop blushes that I have, and I prefer the ColourPop ones over the NARS ones. So I'm going to declutter NARS. I have the ColourPop blushes right here. This one is Flower Power from the Animal Crossing collection, and Flower Tender from the Animal Crossing collection. This is the one that's very similar to NARS, and I prefer this one to the NARS one. And then this is Aloha Honey. Look at that color, stunning. And then this one is Island Shine. Then I have the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Party. I love this. This is just like a little sample size, so it doesn't take up like any room. And then the e.l.f. Putty Blush in Turks and Caicos. This is a really good blush from the drugstore. I'm usually not a cream product person, but I do like this and the Cheek Dews from ColourPop. So keeping those. So that's our new blush and bronzer drawer.